Hey YouTube, this is Sean with Griffin RC Planes. On the previous video, we started replacing a servo in an e-flite UMX turbo timber. Today's the next day. We've given the glue enough time to dry. So let's see how our repair has come along. We'll test the servo and then finish assembling the wing back to how it was before we took it apart. And then it's Saturday evening. Let's get started with the Uproar V2 build.
All right there, YouTube. If you didn't catch the episode right before this, we replaced a servo in this UMX Turbo Timbers wing, and we let it dry overnight in this foam plane stand, and I wadded up some bubble wrap to put some down pressure on the servo while the glue dried. And the glue we used was this Canopy Clear Formula 560 made by Zap. I don't know exactly what this is, but I have a feeling it's pretty close to just like Elmer's glue. But that's what we used, and that's what I found was safe for this type of foam. You know, this is not EPO foam that some of the bigger planes are made out of. This is a different foam that if you use the wrong glue on it, it's going to eat a hole in it like some acid. So be real careful when you're using glue on these type of foam airplanes. Let me pull it out of our little holder right here, and we'll take a look at it and test its strength. The tools we used to remove the old one was this thing. I put this little 90-degree bend in it. I think this is for eating some kind of shellfish, maybe a shrimp or lobster. I think it's for digging meat out of a shell or something. It became an airplane tool. And this is an X-Acto knife that I put a 90-degree bend on the end of it. You can see that there. I just heated it up with a little butane torch that we used to heat up shrink wrap, and then 2 pairs of needle nose pliers, and I put that 90-degree bend in it. And I did that so we could get underneath the old servo and try to cut the glue and pull it out. But I'm going to use it right now just to test how, to make sure the glue dried and it's in place. If I can get this. Oh, shucks. I want to get the wires out of the way too. Be a little bit. It's probably been drying for 20 hours now or something. Oh yeah. I would say it's perfecto. So let me get these wires tucked back in their little home here, and then we'll test it. Don't forget about this. I forgot about it until now. Made a little pillow to go underneath the center of the wing. And this wing has some dihedral in it to help it fly easier. So you don't want to lay it down flat like I just did on a table, because if you screwed up and pushed on it, you would destroy it. It'd be a bad day. It'd make your RC repair weekend not as much fun, put it that way. So we'll tuck this one in, and then we'll put the other one on top of it, which is green and brown and whatever other color in there's for the LED light on the end. Let's see, it's green, brown, and black. I'm not going to tuck it in all the way. We're just going to test it on this receiver I've got here for a UMX. Oh shucks, it's a Radian, a UMX Radian. A friend of mine, Henry, gave it to me. It was broken. This servo right here wasn't working, and come to find out the wire was broken really close to the motor, and I got lucky and soldered it. I don't trust it to put in a plane because you can't solder it any better. you just didn't have enough wire to work with. But I've got enough now to where it's good to use on the bench like this, you know, for testing purposes. And let's get this other wire tucked in too a little bit. Just kind of running it down in the groove. It doesn't sit real deep in there, so that's why it's jumping up on us like that. See if I can get this out of the way, and then we'll get that tape back laid over it. So I was talking about this tape that we peeled up. It covers the wires. It's not tape just to cover the wires, it's also part of the strength. So when we pulled this up, we pulled it up in a way that we tried not to damage it so we can glue it back down. And I'm thinking I'm going to use maybe like a glue stick or something. I'm going to test out another kind of glue here in a little bit and see what's safe for it. All right, we're going to leave it like that, and then we're going to test it. Make sure it's working. All right, so this is our servo we have replaced. Boy, these things right here are so delicate. You know what? This middle channel is channel 5. I activated it. If you want to know how to activate this channel 5, leave a comment down below and I'll do a video on how to make other channels available on these UMX receivers. And then we've got my radio, and I've got it set up on a UMX test, is all it says. UMX test. Throttle's down. All right, and we can see on the receiver right here, right and left aileron, up and down elevator, and then we got our servo that we replaced into the gear. So there it is. All right, so we know that we have installed a good servo. So the next thing we need to do is put down this this vinyl tape or whatever, tuck the wires back in real good, and get our little cover glued back over it. All right, let me get set up. Let's do this.
All right, I got you guys on this other camera so I can put my get my headlight on, and then get my specs so we can see what we got going on here. And I know that light is no good. All right, so the only thing I did off camera was take the control rod off of the servo. So what we're going to use to put this back down in place is first get the wires tucked back down. And I guess we're going to have to tuck it and glue it and tuck it and glue it. But I got a glue stick that I tested on a piece of foam like this. This is just a generic glue stick. It says non-toxic, washable, acid-free. That acid-free must be what the ticket is. And I've also got a little brush, a couple paper towel squares, and also the canopy glue that we'll use on some bigger spots. But I want to see if I can get this glue stick right where we need it. Well, that's not going to work when it's falling out of there. Maybe a glue stick that's somewhat new, huh? And we have a brand new glue stick. So let's try this again here. Make sure it's get her going. Make sure I get some where this goes. Plus I get a little bit on the tape itself right there. Tucking that wire down. Alright, so looks like that's going to work out for us. Kind of hard to tell if you're getting it everywhere you need to get the glue. White glue on white foam. I'm gonna fire up my light here just to see if I see a shininess or something. Yeah, I think I can tell the difference. Like little wet sheen, you know. We might have to do this in 2 stages or something if it's going to want to keep rolling up on us. Yeah, we'll just have to see. I'm just pushing down on it, just making sure it makes contact. We definitely don't want to put more of the glue stick than we need to, because believe it or not, all of this is weight. Just a couple smears of this glue stick could make the plane fly a little off kilter. Something this delicate and you know, weighs so very little. That's a horrible way of saying it. It doesn't weigh much, put it that way. Trying to say the right stuff so I don't get slobbered in comments about how to spell and how to read and stuff like that. So, all right. Let's see here. There we go. Kind of get it down, then we can rearrange it. Alrighty. So we just got to get past, well, we just got to get to where this little vinyl tape runs out. That's where we got to get to. It's right about there. All right. All right, now this black stripe I didn't tear when I was unpeeling it, so we'll just put it back down real quick. And the other one is where we're going to have to work on things. See, this lid looks like a good stripe putter downer. Yeah, leave them in your comments. A putter downer. Let's see. Gonna have to get some good glue on the back side of that. We'll use our stripe putter downer. And I can see a little better than you guys can, but I can kind of see how it's making contact. Like from here to here that we did not peel up, it has a different shine to it and a different texture. and then from here down it's different, you know, just because it's been ripped up. So I can tell where we need to make, you know, what part we're working with. I'm just kind of pressing it down. As long as you're touching it like that, you know, you can put a little bit of pressure on these things. I'm gonna grab a little bit of rubbing alcohol and that way we can dab a little bit of that glue off of it there. So if I kind of go with it. Oh yeah. Once this dries, I may have to go back with like a toothpick or something and some of this glue stick and get into tight little areas that the edges might be peeling up or something, you know. And then this poor guy here, I tore it. I don't want to show you because I might tear it more, but we're going to see what it looks like. We'll put it back down. I know I got it everywhere, and I'll wipe it up, whatever's left. You can kind of see the tears in it there. So I'm gonna put it back down and see what it looks like, and if not, I've got some mono coat. We can cut a strip out and put a new one on. Make sure I don't stab myself in the eye with this shrimp eater, whatever the thing is. Yeah, lobster's out of my dinner range, but I think that's what it's for. Or some kind of shellfish, whatever you dig out of a shell. Crab, maybe it's for crab. That's probably what it is. Now crab's in my price range. I can do crab. Well, I used to be able to until COVID. COVID really hurt and helped out and everything. But no, we won't get into that crap. Won't get into it. I was one of the first people to have COVID. This March 1st. No. I got I got COVID around the 11th of March. And here in a little over a month, it'll be 2 years since I had it. So I was one of the OG COVIDs. Right when people were on the cruise ships and all that stuff, you know. Right when the lockdown was starting to, it hadn't even happened yet at that point. I think it was in the talks. I mean, it was really close. And I just, I didn't have an appetite for like a few days, which wasn't anything out of the ordinary. That there was times when this wasn't hungry, and you know, but this was really different. I just wasn't hungry. And when I did eat, everything tasted so bland. You know, sometimes I would be really hungry. I'd be starving because I didn't eat, and boy, I'd go to McDonald's or something and get a quarter pounder and fries and yada, and come back and it just tastes like crap. All right, this thing's not going to go back down right. Let's try something else. All right, before this stripe dries right here, I'm going to get it up, and then we'll cut a piece of mono coat out and make a stripe and try to put it down there. Wipe this glue off. Might have to go back to the paper towel stash. I'm just getting this off. I don't care if it tears anymore, but I'd rather it not. Keeping a piece of that way I know the width. All right, off camera, I just cleaned up stuff. This is a roll of ultra coat, monocoat. There's several different names of this coat. I don't know exactly what name brand this is, but this is the film that's used to cover balsa airplanes. It'll cover just about anything it can stick to. But before we cut us a stripe out of it, we're just going to cut a piece out of it so we have something to work with. And I'm just randomly cutting a square out of it.
Alright guys, I got my headlights on, not my magnifying glasses, my regular for reading glasses. The camera doesn't bother me. Alright, so this is ultra coat, monocoat, Bob's coat, whatever you want to call it. And this wood covers balsa airplanes, and you would cut out what size you need or however you're doing your covering, but we're going to cut us a stripe, and then you would peel off the backing, and then it's heat activated is what kind of activates the glue to get it down. But I'm going to try to get it down with a little bit of that glue stick there. Then we'll think about some heat. I'll just kind of see what happens. So left out of our stripe there, we've got that piece. We can see that it's about, let's see, I should know this. It's 1 8 3 8 5 8 7 8, about 13/16 wide. Of course, everything's in metric nowadays, so let's see what kind of millimeters we can get. So it's going to be 2 centimeters is what it is. I'll be darned. All right, so first we need to cut a straight piece to start with. That's not good for the ruler. I guess I should use the side it's made to have stuff going. Yeah, let's try that again, huh? You can tell I don't do this much at all. That roll I've had around for quite a while, and it's still nearly new. I've lined a few battery compartment areas. You know, on the foam planes, the battery door and stuff, it just looks awesome when they're new, and after you use it and use it and use it, the foam starts to, you know, you can just see wear and tear around the edges. I lined a few battery door areas with this stuff, and it's definitely protected it. All right, so we got our 2 centimeters or whatever the heck it was. We'll do like this, and we'll start at 4. Just put a little slit right there, and then we'll. Let's see, how can we do that? All right, so if I can figure out a way to connect these dots. There's that one. And there's that one. Let's see how straight this actually came out, huh? We got the width right. We're golden. We're gold in. We'll take one more measurement here. We're just going to kind of eyeball this, the length. About this area, right around there. We got a measuring doodad. Come on now, Sean. You're supposed to be trying to help people here and give back. Give them the right crap. All right, I got you. We got about 1, 2.5. Easy enough. 2.5 inches. Right there. And this is not going to be as straight as, not perfectly straight, that's for sure, but look at that, look at that. All right, guys, so I mentioned I'll use the glue stick to try to put down our racing stripe we just cut out. I said, no, let's do it right. Let's get the iron out that's made for this. This is a Hanger 9 heat sealing iron. It's just like an iron that you iron your clothes with, but it's smaller. And that's what activates this glue on the backside. So the first thing, I'm just going to clean our surface real good. You know, we got plenty of that glue from the glue stick on it, and you know, who knows what else is on there, dust and whatever. We might have to use some glue at the very bottom where it kind of curves in there to the hinged area. I can feel the stickiness in spots right there. Still a little. I'm probably getting it all off. I'm just moving a little bit more over to it. Oh yeah, we're making progress here. All right, we'll see what happens. So you take and you peel off one side of it, and that exposes the area that the iron will, I guess, activate the glue or what have you. Cord is not all that long right there. Let's see if I can get that. And this is something you just got to get a feel for. If you go too long, or I mean, if you go too slow and you hold the iron in one place for too long, it'll kind of get too hot and then curl up on you. And if you're not long enough, it won't activate the glue. My cord is not all that long, but I wanted you guys to get a little glimpse on how we do this. But this thing is set to about 380 degrees. And as soon as you put a little heat to it, the glue just gets sticky, or whatever the stuff that is exposed after you peel off the backing. That's golden. All right, so we ran the iron over our racing stripe, and I feel like it's like it's good. Good to go. All right, so that that completes the. No, it doesn't. We got to put this little dust cap back over the top, and then we'll be done with the wing. I'm gonna have the control horn busted before I get it in there. Then we'll be doing another video on how to repair the horn there. All right, so it's on. Now we can put our little lid over it, huh? It goes like so. We'll use a little bit of this canopy glue, and instead of putting it in that cup, we'll just squirt some right on this paper towel here. There we go. That's enough for a lot of these timbers, huh? And kind of get an idea where it goes. Don't have to put a lot, that's for sure. But as it came up, it took some foam with it, so I kind of know exactly where it needs to go, where all the little indentations are. I want to give a little shout out to my dad. He's been watching my videos. I don't get to see him as much as I'd like to, but I just think it's really cool that he likes what I'm doing, and I think it's really cool that he's watching them. So I just want to say thank you, Dad, and I love you. I wish we could fly these planes. He was gonna come visit me last spring or last fall, I mean, and well, it got about a year ago now. But COVID put the brakes on travel. I had it all set up that I was going to teach him how to fly the Apprentice. I had the radio's buddy box where we both could control the planes, and with you know, fly one plane with two transmitters, and that way I could help them, and that way I could teach them, and maybe this fall we can make it happen. All right, so that dust cover's on. Dust cover, landing cover, whatever you want to call it. It matches the other one. We got a new racing stripe. So we're just going to let all this glue dry overnight, and then let's assemble the fuselage back. Hey guys, thank you so much. Please click that like and subscribe. If you have any comments, please leave them. I read every single one of them and reply. All right, guys, until next time, you'll see me here.